Sholmes is sweet. Ten years ago, Vigil attempted to commit suicide by jumping out of the window of the prison governor's office. But ever since then, he's completely blocked the memory of those events from his mind. I always hide Hurley's violin in the days before I have a deadline. That's an odd thing to say. I wonder if that's going to come in handy. Kazuma is not himself. What was he doing there on Fresno Street that day? That is a good question. I don't think we've talked about that yet. He must have been on to whatever Gregson was doing. Yeah, so the story last time was that Vigil went to this red-headed league, got captured, but was posing as Gregson. Which means Gregson was already gone. Mr. Vigil had been taken to the hospital. Is it the same hospital? St. Sinners. Ten years ago, while Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration. Wilson Shooting Iron. I don't think it was called that in the first game. Wilson Shooting Iron. Do you think we're going to make cat doors again in this case? I guess we can go here. Cosmo's got a little bit of Edgeworth in him, I think. I can see the parallels. I wanted Van Zieg's trial concluded today. But Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary. Whoa. Fancy neckwear, that's one of them. Two hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. He died in a rock slide. I wonder if Gregson just had something against Van Zeeks, so he tried to make it look, like I bet Gregson's the Reaper, honestly, and maybe that explains why Van Zeeks went after him. Like maybe he was going to kill him, just didn't get there quick enough. Gregson the Reaper. Could it be? We heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial yourself. The young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine. I will be forced to take steps. I will make an exception in this case. What a nice guy. Strong heart. He's really on our side, isn't he? He certainly wouldn't end up being a bad guy. That just doesn't happen in these games. Cosmo's my best friend in the world. New location has been added. Well, we got all kinds of places we can go now. Let's go to prison. We did it. The fog will lift over London. The organization. It's an inside job. Tobias Gregson. I knew it. Gregson the Reaper. The reason you were investigating Inspector Gregson is because you wanted to expose him. Gregson was a key member. Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself. He was the tactician. Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper, but the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters. I do have a name. The woman, Giselle Brett. Oh, or assassin. Sure. I've heard that name before. Oh, it is Giselle Brett. All right, it all connects. It connects. Did they change her name in this game too? Or what was... Wasn't she Giselle Brett? Oh, that was a fake name. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction. Boom! She was murdered. Once saved mine. Wow, we're getting all kinds of bombshells here. We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols. Clint was not only from noble heritage, but he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. Bang. Giselle Brett. Oh, there's all kinds of places to visit right now. But first, I beg your pardon. Oh, he's going to spill the beans, isn't he, and tell Iris. Biscuits. Oh, now we can discuss it. Dr. John Wilson. John and Wilson are both common names after all. He has a twin. He broke the witness stand. I wonder if that photograph will be important. What in the photo will be most important? I wonder if Jigoku's in on it, because he oversaw the case at the start of the game with Giselle Brett, and she walked free, even though we had figured out she did it. I wonder if he's in on it too. Back to Japan. Well, look at that inquisitive Susato face. Naruhodo are precisely the man our country needs. Holy crap. Wow, she has to choose her man. Who will she choose? By the time this trial concludes, that's quite arbitrary. Everybody's sending telegrams today. What is it? Doesn't that imply that your deductions are usually correct? Oh, can I examine? They won't let me examine. Is it in the court record? Oh, man, we still have all this evidence, too. They didn't clean any of it up. So much evidence. Okay, where are we going next? Fresno Street? There is nothing to do here. If it turns out that Gregson didn't actually die in here at all, where on earth could he have been killed? This revolver, who does it belong to? Gregson's own gun was found on his person. Okay, there's not a whole lot going on here at the moment. Let's go somewhere else. I feel like we've been here before. Perhaps Gregson knew exactly what had become of Vigil all along then. That makes sense. I'm sure this is just deserts for 10 years of lies. Do the British spell desserts with one S? Tell us what really happened, Vigil. Gregson was obviously engaged in a special operation of some sort. He was investigating something that even Scotland Yard couldn't know about. Yeah, we got that part figured out. This guy was the stand-in. One notable exception. Once the coroner had confirmed the death of a condemned convict, the body was taken in its coffin for immediate burial in Lowgate Cemetery just behind the prison. That's interesting. Only the executioner and the coroner were permitted inside the chamber. The coffin was already nailed shut. Sogi was alive inside the coffin. Fake dying runs in the family. Yeah, that's interesting. Those 5 members of the aristocracy whose lives were taken, were you really responsible? Something unusual. The last will and testament. Special conditions. He wasn't permitted to have writing materials. This is overly dramatic. I was the only person who saw Sogi's will, but somehow it disappeared. Governor Caden was livid. The Asogi Papers. I wonder if sending his possessions back must have included his sword, and I wonder if the sword plays into his acquittal. Like, maybe there's something about the sword that we could have seen all along. Impersonating a police officer is a criminal offense. I imagine that once I'm fully recovered, I shall be arrested. Before you go, there's just one thing. A closely guarded secret. Back to Barclay. We haven't been there either. There's so many places to visit in this game. I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. That's why I devised this plan. Yeah, tell me the truth. This is what I've been wondering. When a bizarre series of coincidences. I gotta read that again. A bizarre series of coincidences. Series, maybe? Is that a valid phrase? Series of coincidences? This is a very weird explanation, Kazuma. I'm not buying it. I don't get it. What's the difference between just going to Britain? Like, what is the motive for him to do this? I'm gonna need to hear more. I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard. And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. Then 9 days ago, you became Goro Akechi. I don't understand this at all. It all seems like coincidence. A letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it, assuming it was from an old acquaintance. What I read in that letter changed my life. What did it say? It said that my car's extended warranty has expired. But, okay, like, this is all fine and dandy, but, like, why did you have to fake your death? Still not adding up. You were headed to Britain anyway. Who's been giving orders to the inspector? Obviously, it's Lord Strongheart. Look at this photograph. No? The courtroom. Are you sure we've asked everything we need to? I don't know. Since I'm not allowed to ask. Let's talk about my armband. I'm the defense lawyer. What else might he want to see? Oh, they recreated the crime scene here. Ah, but the window is perfectly put together. See, I noticed the window in the first time we were there, and it wouldn't let me click it. Oh no, it won't let me examine? Wah! Bat attack. What if the birds are in on it? Is this that famous bird conspiracy? Do you know the Muffin Man? Oh, there's all the chalices he breaks. Let's play chess. Are you sure we've asked everything we need to? I don't know. Ah, there we go. Is that it? Maybe not. It's time to present all evidences. The Reaper. What about this red hairpiece? What do you think of it? Any thoughts on candles? Remember when we weren't supposed to discuss evidence outside of court, but now we are? I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. The coroner responsible wasn't there. Dr. Gory. Ryunosuke, I love you. You safeguarded the soul of the Asogi clan. Best ending. I know, right? 2 swords. Perhaps I said too much. Well, on that note, I guess we'll see you next time. Forensics Lab. Oh, yes, it's this creepy room again. That's not a good sound. It's Dr. Gory. Oh my. Are we about to be killed? What is Zero doing in this game? Cutie alert. What if this is just Dr. Scythe again? Rebranded. Time of death. Let's do some examining. Maybe you should just go home. Monkey brains. What's in the big case? Nothing of note? More birds. What if the birds are watching us? You don't seem to have recorded a time of death. Whoa. Hello. Not Dr. Scythe. Why doesn't this autopsy report include the time of death? I was told not to write it. Male Strongheart. You're going the same way as your mother. Indeterminate. It was still fresh. Time of death could have easily coincided with when the gunshot was heard. There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat, and that fish had started to rot. Someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death. If you were to chill the body in ice... Speaking of ice, have you heard of Ice 9? Wow. I guess we just follow whatever Lord Strongheart says. All right, where are we going next? Governor's office. This guy really likes us. He's a big fan. Definitely not going to kill us. He's got a bird, too. They all have birds. The Asogi Papers. This guy's going to kill us. Wow. Scythe is not allowed to have visitors. Let's just keep covering it up. Gory? The flashback to 5 minutes ago. Gregson's autopsy. That's the one. This guy is definitely guilty. It was there in the Zell, exactly where it should have been. They were here all along. The last will and testament of Asogi that Mr. Vigil claims disappeared after the convict's execution. Asogi described it as the only weapon I have left. I wonder if they're going to try and say that the gun was Asogi's or something. That wouldn't make any sense. The only weapon I have left, that's a very particular phrase. Okay, now we gotta go back here. I think we're nearing the end of the investigation, but let's see. My mama carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Zeeks as well. Everybody was behind the jailbreak. They all were in on it. The person leading the procedure was John Wilson. Huh. There was one other person present, the primary assistant. A visiting student from the Far East. Mikotaba. A vital piece of evidence that led to the capture of the professor. Is it going to be a bullet? They aren't here. Somebody took them away? When was the last time somebody looked at them? 2 years ago. A consulting detective came one day saying that he'd like to see the records. Herlock Sholmes! Dot, dot, dot. Everybody's in on it. Oh, okay. See you later, Iris. Uh-oh. She's going to kill her. Right in front of our eyes. She's behaving really strangely all of a sudden. Everybody's sus. Do you know, I believe it's been some time since we visited this place. Oh, there's a green box. Where did that come from? What's in the box? TG. Could that be Tobias Gomez? Twin Galaxies. What do you think you're doing? That's my trunk. It belongs to the Go Wondon. That's right. Your boss. Yeah, details about all the crimes that have been pegged as the Reaper's work. Dates, times, places, names. He had the whole Excel spreadsheet. A bit odd at the end of the list. 31st October. The day before the inspector was found dead. Wasn't an English name. Not Shin. I can't believe that the killer we've been searching for is Shin Megami Tensei 5. Chief Inspector Toby. Do we have something the Chief Inspector can catch the scent of? The Asogi Papers. I don't know. What do we have that smells? The murder weapon? Sniff, 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 sniff. That particular item didn't excite him very much. Oh, we gotta go through all this text? We're trying to trace Inspector Gregson's movements, so... Gregson's hairpiece? I think I picked wrong again. Might be a little too keen, don't you think? Oh, we killed Gina. What did happen? Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby here have a whiff of the boss's overcoat. And as soon as I had done that, it went off like a shot. Towards Sandwich? Would you Adam and Eve the cheek of it? Bad Sandwich. I am the police. I died to the dog. Got attacked by bats and a dog in this case. I love Holmes's reactions. They're all so janky. What to do? Wait, is this like investigation part 2? We're not done? Felt like we were getting to the end. Let's have a look. There's something inside. Let's see. A passport. One day before the incident. Gregson went to France one day before his body was discovered. There's blood on the trunk. Wow, it looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. I wonder if it's a sword. Perhaps it's a certain weapon we're familiar with. Okay, maybe that's all to find there. Where do I gotta go now?
Schwarzbiergebot, bodend wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt, ach Hopfen deine Wut. Herr mit dem Knacker ich befahl, hat wie ein Diamant den Zahn entzwei, es brach, o über deine Wut. Herr dem Scheid hold.
What on earth is going on in here?
Und auf den ersten Streich alle Seiten es zerriss wie Ode an die Wut. Herr mit dem Schwarzbiergebot, bodend wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt, ach Hopfen deine Wut. Herr mit dem
I just love that it's looping.
befahl, hat wie ein Diamant den Zahn entzwei, es brach, o über deine Wut. Herr dem Scheid hold.
Oh no! It's deduction time? Man, what is going on? The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a full reunion of nostalgia, while the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying so desperately to conceal, Iris. To music land where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Oh, here we go. The game is afoot. Man's identity. I think we know who it is, to be quite honest. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language. I don't know about that. As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when asked to desist. Why is the man here at all and in such apparently high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirit soar and resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in his slate of elation. Now to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman, availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottsriek Sigismund von Ormstein, the King of Germany. If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. There can be no question that mask belongs to the King of Germany. I didn't think we'd top anti-gravity, but this is pretty close. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch indeed, wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? So the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. His son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition. That's quite the conclusion. That was only part 1. Let's see what the girl's silence is about. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. The reason for your muteness is concealed inside the knapsack. A 5-pound note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the King's secret. And now the final piece of the puzzle. What is this secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Look at his face. He's on to something here. We need only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say the handle? It appears that His High-Spirited Highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris tried to conceal it from me. I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family. Wow. Amazing. His deductions get more and more ridiculous as the game goes on.
Mit dem Schwarzbiergebot, Boden wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt, ach Hopfen deine Wut. Herr mit dem Knacker ich befahl, hat wie ein Diamant, den Zahn entzwei es brach.
And you haven't said a word either, Iris.
Ode an die Wut. Herr mit dem Schwarzbiergebot, Boden wie ein Feuerberg.
It wasn't Germany, it was the King of Bohemia. Get owned.
Über deine Hut, Herr, dem seid holdlich gelobt, und auf den ersten Streich alle Seiten des Teris weh Ode an die Wut.
It just doesn't fit the game at all. I love it.
Boden wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt.
All right. I think we can correct course. So what? It's some mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing? Goodness, I should like to try some. And I'd like to hear you singing, but this man, how long does he intend to keep up with that tune? I have a feeling I know what it is. Could it be this? Look at this phonograph.
Her mit dem Schwarzbierchen, modert wie ein Feuerwerk, den Schlund es mir verbrannt.
Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song when making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. But the song continues. Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? Never mind. On with the deduction. Who is this gentleman? I mean, it's obviously Mikotoba, but... We've already established as the King of Bohemia. It seems Sholmes intends to persist with his Germany theory for some reason. Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he? Master Gotz, the boy whom you had in tears? Don't remind me. Or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably anyway. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king. What's up, Stellot and Raiders? Because we can identify the true owner of this mask. Oh, I have to just pick someone? Who was wearing this mask before? I mean, it was Goro Akechi. There can be no question, that mask belongs to Kazuma Asogi. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. Only you could try to make that sound positive. Kazuma's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days, though that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it is now a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lift the mask, and peer beneath it. Wow. I can't believe it. Father. I'm afraid, Miss Susato, you must be Miss... No, I think not, Mr. Sholmes. Then it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. This mysterious visitor... Susato's taking part now. Is my unconscious father, Eugene Mikotoba. Logic and reasoning, or just looking and saying? This might be the dumbest one yet of these Sherlock minigames. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. The reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. That's a 5-pound note poking out from Iris's knapsack, is it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we encounter is in coin form. I know, I'm not even sure if we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we? But anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris's silence. He certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris's silence. Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different. Well, it's not the knapsack. Metal chest? This metal chest, it contains important documents, doesn't it? Details of all the cases Sholmes has worked on over the years. Written by Iris's father. Iris insisted the chest is kept locked at all times. She never once shown me inside. Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and entirely irreplaceable. But look at it now. The catch is unlocked for once. That's hard to ignore. The reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation, for upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest's appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now, the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Oh, he's gonna do it. No! Okay. Of all the things, I did not expect that. All right, he's dead. So you found your voice now, Iris. In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. The real reason for your silence until now is... This is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform with Sholmes, isn't it? Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm going to have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so... You mean you don't actually know the answer yet, despite that knowing point of the finger before? Miss Susato, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. And that man is Phoenix Wright. Well, if you say so, I think we'd better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. The real reason for your silence now is... until now is... Ah, you're going to be in Kingdom Hearts. That's exciting. I'm sure that wasn't in her hands before, was it? No, you're quite right. It's appeared as if by magic. That's strange. Big old iron key. Where did it materialize from? The real reason for your silence until now is that HOH key behind your back. When Mr. Sholmes was thrown into the air before, just before you called up to try to stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hands. You're so clever. Thanks to Sholm's graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here. Mikotoba also opened that chest only to be punched into the air. That doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf and the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Kazuma's mask? For those details, I can think of only one explanation. An unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Consider how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place. Wow, what are the odds that all these things landed on Mikotoba? %100%. Okay, I approve of this replacing Sherlock with Susato in the deductions. I think that we got a spin-off game here. Susato is the best character in the game, by far. Brilliant, Runo. What did we just do for the last, like, 20 minutes here? What was this? What was the point of all this? Objection? But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance. If you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction, clearly you're hiding a great secret. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. Really is a shame about Sholmes' cup. It must have been smashed when Mikotoba opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here. But now that the deduction has taken a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her great secret is something else. Let's put our observational skills to work one final time. You were attempting to abscond with that 5 pounds. Ah, that case file. Ah. An official Scotland Yard document. You were attempting to abscond with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective. We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy lab earlier today, and Gory informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zieks had gone missing. Clint Van Zieks? Yes, I do seem to recall that some years ago I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? How can I say Susato is the best when Gory gave the camera a side eye? It's a fair point. You mean it was you, Iris? So those papers you have there are... Wow. I can't believe she's a thief. To hide the case file. Your father's writing. Meanwhile, there's a dead man on our couch. Your daddy. Notes about all the cases they solved are kept in that metal chest. Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet. That's one way of describing it. His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he'd made about his work with Hurley. Oh, she found out that he signed the autopsy report, so then she could find out his name. Dr. John H. Wilson. Let me look after it for you. Let me quick add that into the court record. Conveniently. We just so happen to have seen it ourselves. What? You've noticed. You've turned as white as a sheet. The writing isn't Wilson's. I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's. What? It's true. And now you know. I don't know anything. It's too extraordinary to believe. Unbelievable. It's not possible. Makes a great deal of sense. Ten years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikotoba engaged? He was an assistant in Wilson's laboratory. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document. The only writing of Wilson's in the report would be his signature. She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Wilson. Mikotoba actually penned the report. It's signed by Wilson. Most of what we know about you, Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits. Written by Iris. And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not? I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade and the only person I could truly have called a friend. Did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest? Absolutely. Where's your partner now? We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. I think it's starting to come together. I think I get it now. If this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion. Here we go. Pray impress me. Your partner would have to be Yujin Mikotoba, Susato's father. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo. You are coming along wonderfully. You've hit upon the method at last. Allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner, Mikotoba. Sholmes and Mikotoba. You're the real Dr. Wilson? No, 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 my dear. I'm still my old self. How my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. Mikotoba really is Sholmes' famous partner. Forget that Wilson guy. He's a nobody. You know what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father. I should have seen this coming, I suppose. You're the only one. Upon my word. He's been saying that a lot here. What you've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago, and you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that, but all this about Iris. Now, hold on a minute. It was very complicated. It's not what you think. Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is? Oh, she's ready to kill him. You've got the wrong end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man. The game is afoot. Yeah, this is a jam right here. Good luck in battle. So much happened that day.
しかし、後になって僕たちはその混乱の中にこそ全ての真実を知るために必要な手がかりがあったのだと。そして僕自身が覚悟を決めるためにも。
All the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through. The madman. Oh, what's this? We got receipts in the chat. We got receipts in the chat. We got Go Wonden's predictions. Let's take a quick listen here. Let's see. John H. Watson. Wait. Watson? Rip Watson? If we're going for the Sherlock Holmes references, it's kind of an early departure for Watson. Okay, ready for wild conspiracy theory number 2? Wild conspiracy theory number 2 is that ain't Watson. That's an imposter. Imposter Watson. I did it. I'm a legend.